Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I have a quite short video, but it's to do with Dayz, and it's 5 best tips for beginners. Did I even say that word right? For new starters, fresh spawns in on Dayz PS4. Now, obviously, if you play PC, it's probably going to be the exact same because it's pretty much the same game. But let's get into it. So, the top 5 best tips and tricks for Dayz on the PlayStation 4. Number 1 is probably the most obvious one, and for me, is to make sure to loot up quickly and head inland. So you're going to want to do that because on the coast where you spawn, which is on the edges of the map, the tiered loot is like tier 1. And so you want to you'll probably spawn next to a farmhouse or whatnot. And if you loot up really quickly and get what you need, food, water, a helmet, backpack and whatnot, head straight inland. Now you're gonna want to have enough food and water to survive, because you might need to log off and log back on for whatever reason, or it might take you a bit to where you actually want to do. But that's probably one of the best, because I see a lot of people spawn on the coast and then they stay on the coast. You're not really going to get the best loot if you don't go inland. So one of the best tips, guys, is you spawn in, you loot where you are, and then start heading inland towards some of the military bases, which brings me on to my second tip, and that is to hit the military bases. Hitting the military bases in this game is very important. It's where you're going to find your M4 assault rifles. It's where you're gonna find a lot of the high tiered food. So they do canned bacon there, which can last up to an hour. I'm not too sure, but it lasts forever. So that's where you're gonna get all your military armor from. I mean, it's as simple as that: military base, military armor. Because of course, once you've looted anywhere else, you're gonna stick to the normal tiered loot. But obviously you're going to want to hit the military bases around the map to get the military loot. And I would advise you doing that, because you'll get, like I said, you'll get better guns to defend yourself. You'll pick up ammo. You'll pick up better food, backpack, helmet, a coat, pants, boots, gloves. You name it, they're all going to be there. And there are numerous of military bases around the map, guys. So obviously there's not a map in game, but you do have to go around collecting the map to make one big map. But obviously the map's online, so go online, guys, find out where you spawn, and then find out the closest military base inland to you, and head there. Now, those two are the most important, I think, anyway, for survival and getting started. So number 3, which is not a lot of people don't realise this, is crouch. So when you buy a military base, when you're somewhere and you're looting, and you see a load of zombies, the best thing is to crouch or crouch walk. Now the reason is because the zombies are not going to spot you. You're going to be less spottable, if that's even a word, and you're going to be able to loot and get around where you are a lot easier. You're going to get into less fights with the zombies, so you know you're not risking bleeding out or losing a bit of health or getting a slash on you. So you know, always crouch when you're around zombies, because it does make it easier. But I have noticed, when you haven't encountered a zombie for some time, even if you're crouching, some zombies will come at you. But that's just the game being the game. It's a survival game. The zombies are there to try and kill you anyway, and you need to survive. So if you're in an air base and you're searching one of the main areas or the hangars, there's going to be a lot of zombies there. So you can either take them out if you have a gun, or simply just crouch into the building and close the doors behind you, and they're not going to know you're there. The 4th tip I have for you is, in my opinion, really good. Try and find a silencer for your guns. Now, silencers are very important, because you still can hear them, but if you're fighting off in the distance and you're shooting at someone or shooting at zombies and there's a player next to you, he's not going to know where you are. Whereas if you didn't have a silencer on the weapon, it's going to easily give away your position, and that other player is going to know which direction you are at or heading, and possibly could get you killed. So silencers, for me, are one of the most important things in this game. I've seen so many YouTube videos where people don't use silencers and they just shoot like they're just shooting no silencer on. Now, of course, if you can't find one, that's obviously not your fault. You have to get lucky to find one. And again, military bases, guys, search those military bases, or even visit the airfield. Which brings me to my 5th point. So, before we go to the 5th point, we've covered over spawning, gathering your food and water, gathering your equipment from the military bases, making sure you're staying low so you encounter less zombies. So obviously, the risk of dying is a lot lower. And for players as well, crouching, well, obviously, if you're crouching behind something, the player's not going to see you. So that brings me to my 5th one, and that is to hit the airbase. Now, a lot of people argue that base building is very important, but with the current meta on PlayStation 4 with server jumping, I wouldn't really do it at the minute, guys. Maybe create a little outpost, but don't try and create your main base. So number 5 for me is hit the airbase. The airbase is the biggest biggest place on the map, I think. I'm not too sure because I haven't even explored the entire map yet, but it is the biggest place, and that's where you're going to get all of the best loot in the game, because it's directly in the middle. So you'll be getting the tier 4 loot, I think it is. So that's where you're going to want to go. But before you come here, like I said, I would advise going to those military bases first. Hence, that's why I've put it at the number 2 spot. The airbase should be the last resort for you guys, because like I said, you're going to want to have a lot of food, a lot of water, drinks, fizzy drinks, and you're going to want a lot of bullets and that for your guns as well. I visited the airfield today and got a ton of ammo for the USP, the UMP SMG. I've got absolutely loads of bullets. I also found loads of mags for the M4 as well. So the airfield is really, really good for loot, but I would advise you being kitted up first. Don't just go there straight from the coast, because the chances are you dying are pretty high, because you have no weapons, no food, no drink. And because the airbase is really, really big, you got the west side, the north side, you can spend an entire day at the airfield, plus you're encountering zombies, plus you're encountering other players. You could be there for days, guys. You might want to set up a little outpost outside the airbase, but I'll probably advise you not to. But probably to loot up for 2 to 3 hours a day, come out of the airbase, log off in one of the forests somewhere so you're hidden, and then when you log back on, you can just go straight back into the airbase and loot it up. So those are my 5 best tips for Dayz on the PlayStation 4. This is just what I've experienced. I will update this video, of course, in the future if I find there's more tips to give you guys. But from what I've played, from what I've experienced, that is the best. So make sure when you spawn, make sure you're looting up quick as possible. Head inland to those military camps, because, like I said, you'll get the best gear there. Get yourself geared up, get your ammo, get your weapons. Try and find a silencer for your weapons, because that's going to help a lot on this game. And then finally, to get yourself up, head to the airfield, which is, like I said, is where you get all your best loot. So hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed this video. If it has helped, drop a like and subscribe. I'm going to be try to be doing daily Dayz videos, if not a couple of days in between. So yeah, and also check out my other videos on my channel to do with Dayz as well. So hope you've enjoyed. Drop a like, guys. Subscribe if you're brand new. Turn on those post notifications, and hopefully I'll see you in my server. And yeah, so peace out, guys.